just wanting to get an update. So it wasn't necessarily something that we had to do. We just really wanted to do it. When we walked through the house, we knew that it just needed to be updated and to get a little bit more of our style. We had seen our Remodeling Journey sign at our neighbors from our previous home. So we walked down and just had a small conversation, asked how their experience had been, and it sounded like overall they had a really great experience. So we decided to give Remodeling Journey a call and start the process of getting a consultation. So we decided to go with the Remodeling Journey mostly because of trust in their process. So from the time that we met the team, from a consultation, the quote, to understanding like what the whole entire process would look like start to finish, just really felt like, one, they had a good plan. Two, it felt like it was very credible and trustworthy, that they found it very important to give good customer service, and I really could see that they enjoyed what they did, and then that was, I assume, going to translate into a good quality project. I kind of had a vision. So I knew that I wanted it to be a lot more bright and airy and have some more warmth to it. But from there, it was really an open book. We could do whatever. We were open to moving walls or to kind of anything. So it was a very collaborative design process. One of the coolest things I hadn't even envisioned was swapping where two of our appliances were. So that was an idea that the Remodeling Journey brought to me. And I think that it just really created a good focal point for walking into the remodeled kitchen now. And it really gave the space a nice flow. So it was really cool to be able to work with them, kind of share high level what I wanted, and then they were able to dial it in. The 3D renderings were extremely helpful. I'm a very visual person, so being able to share my thoughts, say, hey, let's look at this tile in a white and then a taupe, and then we were able to swap them out. It was really, really exactly what I needed. That was actually another reason, knowing that they had the technology to do some of those renderings, and why it was such a good, or why I wanted to go with the Remodeling Journey. It was really helpful to see those. We did, I think, as in any remodeling project, we did have some issues come up. I felt very comfortable raising my hand, talking about it as it was, kind of as we uncovered them. There were a couple of issues that I uncovered in a sense of what was put up didn't quite look like what we had discussed, so brought them up right away. Thought the team did a really good job of just saying, like, here's our options, here's what we can do to move forward, and they moved quickly. As luck would have it, most of the couple things that did come up ended up being after hours or late on a Friday. So even in those scenarios where we were getting to after hours, came back very quickly with at least a response, and every time actually with a solution as well. And I would say one other thing is the team at one point noticed a light that was off center that I hadn't noticed yet, and already had a plan to have it moved, have it replaced, and have it taken care of. So that really made me at that moment feel like I was working with the right company, because if they were going to notice that and again bring the contractor back to move a light, to do all that extra work before I had even called it out, it made me just feel really confident in my decision. The JobTread app was it was nice. I didn't use it a ton. I would say where I used it was really to primarily keep track of our payment schedule. So I just wanted to make sure, of course, that I wasn't missing any of those. And it was nice to be able to go online and be able to see like when those payments were coming due, what it was for, the amount that was going to be due. I did look, just because I was curious, I did look at the schedule a couple of times. So it was really easy to use. It was clear. The whole project was line itemed out, so I knew what was going to happen. But our project manager kept me up to date the whole time through text or when they were stopping by daily to say who was going to be here the next day. From a timing perspective and schedule, we were very close. I want to say within a few days is kind of like where we came in, and it was nice to know what that schedule was going to look like. So throughout the project, if there was going to be some downtime, it was really nice to see that. And then from a financial standpoint, we were very much in the ballpark. The only places that it did vary were those items where I knew I was making a change to the design. So we talked about that, what the extra cost would be, was provided, multiple options to get the outcome that we were looking for, and then was ultimately able to say, yes, I want to do that, or no. So that where the cost varied was certainly because the plans changed, not because of any other reason. Did I feel stressed out during my remodel? I actually didn't feel stressed out. I think I'm a planner, so for me to know what was happening and just kind of having that schedule right out front, knowing it's going to take this long, it was like, it's going to be what it is. We're going to be without a kitchen for 8 weeks. That's okay. We're going to get through it. So I didn't feel much stress throughout the entire project at all. I wanted it to be where our family meets and hangs out, and so far everyone wants to be here. So it feels like we have that warmth here. If I had to say an actual item, I would say either my mitered countertops, or just kind of the flow. Everything feels like we did a good job thinking through where a drawer was going to be, where a dishwasher, where garbage was going to be, and it just has a really nice flow to kind of working your way around the kitchen, and being able to work in the kitchen with multiple people has been seemingly is going to be really nice. The one thing to know is that the owners are very passionate about what they do and about the process, and I think truly about just creating the space for their clients that they've envisioned. So I really feel like they're so trustworthy, and they have put such a focus on customer service, and you can tell that in the communication, just kind of like anything, whether that be over the phone, in-person meetings, text communication. They really put that customer service at a really high level of importance to them, and I think you can tell that. The wait and the investment was 100% worth it. No questions asked. It was definitely something that we were looking. We knew it would be a big undertaking, and we wanted to go with the right partner that was going to kind of meet us and bring our ideas to light. So it was absolutely worth every penny.